Hey, so on this one, Puma. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Anyway, before you guys across the pond start correcting me on how I pronounce Puma, listen, I had this conversation with the guys that believe in the run already. It's Puma, bro. Puma. My name is Aubrey. I'm a runner, and I'm good with being me. On this video, I want to walk you through the Puma running shoe rotation. Now, I say that I don't have all the shoes, so I'm gonna walk you through the shoes I have. Now, here's why that's important. I don't necessarily like specs and just talking theory. I'd rather talk to you. Yes, I will give you the specs, but I'd rather tell you the use case of each of these shoes, what I like them for, what they do. With all of that said, let's get into it. Actually, wait, before we start, disclaimer. The Puma guys have been amazing in supporting my channel. Big shout out. If I can justify making a series, I can reach out to the brands and go, hey brands, I'm about to do a series that talk about all of the shoes that you guys make. So can you send me all of the shoes that you guys make? All right, with all that said, let's start. So to introduce the shoes, as well as start telling you about the different specs, we're gonna start with the weight. We're gonna go from the heaviest to the lightest. Magnify 2 coming in at 305 grams. Now this shoe is a daily trainer. This to me is the most comfortable that they make. Other people may have different opinions, but this is the most cushioned and comfortable daily trainer I have found in the Puma line. Next up, 294 grams is the Velocity Nitro 3. I like this. This is one of their latest releases. It's a daily trainer. This is one of those shoes you just simply put on and get out the door and start running. Nothing techie, just out there. I'll talk a bit more about it, but I just want to emphasize on the weight. Deviate Nitro 2. Now this, honestly, is one of the best daily trainers out there. Similar to the previous one, this is also a daily trainer, but it's a bit more plushier and it's got a bit more tech in it. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Forever Run. Now the Forever Run is simply like the Magnify, but with a bit more stability, and it's only a gram less than the Deviate Nitro 2, coming in at 280 grams. But this is more the support shoe. If you overpronate and you require a bit more stability, this will be your go-to shoe. Now look, this is the Deviate Nitro Elite 2, my favorite Puma shoe. Across the whole lineup, this is it. Now, let me explain why. One, I love the cushioning this offers. I love the carbon plate that's in there. It's a good combination. Now look, here's the crazy thing. We went to 280 grams on the previous shoe. The next one down is 238 grams, which is this. But this is also the same weight as the Fast R. Now there's a new model of this, which has just come out. In some places it's not available still. I don't have it, but this is Puma's race day. I go 10K in this shoe absolutely easily, and I've got my 5K PB in this shoe, absolutely trusted. All right, let's now talk about the prices of these shoes. This is currently the most expensive one I have, coming in at 180 pounds. Now the reason why this is the most expensive, this ordinarily would be, but because there's a new version of this, it's gone from the 200 plus pounds that it normally is to 170, which is quite decent for this price. It's a very good deal, but they've done that simply because the second version is about to come out. Okay, and the next, bang, it's the Deviate Nitro 2 coming in at 145 pounds, closely followed at 140 by the Forever Run. And then the Magnify. So this is the plushy one coming in at 130 pounds. Great shoe, especially at that price. But yo, 110 pounds for the newly released Velocity 3. Next up is the Stack and a Drop. Now what do these shoes have in common? All of them are 10mm drop shoes. Now this is the higher end of the whole spectrum. These are 10mm, whereas these three are all 8mm drops. Now the reason why that is, and for me personally, I think this is what they've got all in common. These are your carbon plated shoes. These are the ones that you're probably gonna lace up trying to find speed. And I think that's why these didn't have the common drop. But the guys at Puma, I've either learned the lineup very well or I'm wrong. And if I am, please comment below. So now my favorite part, telling you what each shoe actually is for. And I'm gonna start at the more daily trainer side because that I feel is more usable by everyone, especially people that watch my channel. So with that said, this, I believe, out of all the shoes that I've shown you, this is the one I would recommend the most. Now, this is the Magnify 2, and I find this to be the most comfortable running shoe that Puma makes. For me personally, I'm not built like Kipchoge. I'm sort of heavy set build. I'm not a small guy, and therefore I have a bias towards max cushion shoes. Now, not all runs are going to be fast workouts. Not all runs are going to be race days. Some days it's just an easy run. And if you follow that 80-20 rule, you're going to find yourself reaching for a shoe like this. However, some of the shoes I'm going to talk about also play in this space. The only disadvantage with a shoe like this, because of the cushioning it offers, it won't be the most versatile of shoes that you want to take on a workout like intervals, reps, because it won't turn over as quick as the other shoes I'm going to talk about. But for me personally, yes, it's not the most affordable of the shoes we're talking about. This is the shoe I'd probably reach for the most, the Magnify 2. Okay, the next, bang. This is, oh, that's beautiful. Right, Forever Run. Also a max cushion shoe, but with some stability, specifically if you overpronate. It's got this run guide system, and if you look at the back over there, you're gonna see the shinier bit here that holds your heel a bit more, and it's overall a support shoe, but it's quite mild of a support shoe that even neutral runners can use it. However, let me give you a word of caution. If you need a support shoe, perfect. If you don't, please don't find yourself running in a support shoe when you've got a neutral gait. I would therefore point you to the Magnify. However, this is a plush, absolutely well-cushioned shoe if you need that support. Staying within the daily trainers, the newly released Velocity Night. Now, look. It's 110 pounds, okay? In today's time, you're not gonna come across that. Now, for me, I don't think it should just be about the price, but that's the biggest factor in deciding what shoe to get. If you've got a limited budget, listen, you're not gonna go wrong going with this shoe. This is an absolutely amazing shoe. It's a daily trainer, no gimmicks. Just put the shoe on and just go. It's almost like Nike's Pegasus, that kind of job. And it just works. It is, in my opinion, similar to Saucony's Ride 17. It just works. It's like an iPhone. It doesn't need no fancy apps, all this kind of stuff. You plug that thing on, it just works. That's this. Now, these next two, I'll be honest with you, they confuse me a little bit. The Deviate series, so Deviate Nitro and Deviate Nitro Elite, these confuse me a little bit. And here's why. This, the Nitro Elite, is 180 pounds. That is 145. Both have carbon plates. However, that is 281 grams. That is 238. Now, there's subtle differences. I won't lie to you. I don't mean by specs. I'm talking about the actual felt experience. There are subtle differences. However, that is the shoe to get. Don't even think about it. This is the shoe to get. However, if the 180 is a far stretch, this plays more in that daily trainer space, whereas this is the one you'd want to go to in terms of race day, in terms of speed workouts. For me personally, 238 grams versus 281, no brainer. And if I can stretch that 35 pounds extra, I'm going with the Deviate Nitro Elite 2. In fact, it's my favorite Puma shoe. I might have mentioned that before. Now, two reasons why I love this shoe. The faster. Well, because it's faster than the other ones, but also, that is a cool concept. I love the fact that within the pair of the ones that I've got, they're two different colors. I like that. Anyway, this is the shoe that I've got my 5K PB in. It's a very lightweight, very fast shoe tuned for performance. I also love the chaotic and crazy look of it in that split midsole being in two different sections. I like that. I'm excited to try out the second version. I've heard very good things, people reviewing it, and I can't wait. But I have to tell you, man, I love the performance, the tuned in, the dialed in look of this shoe. When you look at the tongue, it's all within one section. It's got this booty construction where it's not actually a separate tongue. It's got the power plate. You can see the plate there actually running all the way through. And I really like that. It's a very fast shoe. I enjoyed running in it. And to me, I can't recommend it anymore for anyone. Okay, so with all of that said, I feel like I've blabbed. If you like the reviews that I've talked about, I've got Puma reviews galore. I would probably most likely recommend you watch this one, which is the Velocity Nitro 3. That's the latest release. And probably my favorite Puma running shoe, Deviate Nitro Elite 2 over here. All right, I'll see you on the next one.